Everyone, welcome back to the 90th minute. We're your hosts, myself, Liam, Waz, Lucas. Greg's not here. That's all good. We got a lot to talk about. Before we kick it off, though, we have some housekeeping to address.
What?
Make sure you hit like, subscribe. If you're new to the podcast, follow along. This will be our last episode for a while in Edmonton, in Canada. Where are we going, boys?
I don't know.
We're going to LA.
There you go.
The 90th minute's going to LA to see Zlatan, so look out for that. We might have a special episode next week. But yes, we'll also talk about cup finals. Lots of cup finals, Lucas.
Yeah, it's a fantastic weekend for that. And some dramatic moments. But
There's a few, yeah.
But we'll leave it with the less dramatic one first because Bayern Munich are your DFB Pokal champions.
Shocking.
Wow.
They lost the final last year to Hugo Kovac's Frankfurt.
Yes, and that was a bit of an upset.
yeah.
I mean, it was more than a bit of an upset, but natural order has been resumed in Germany.
This is true.
It's a shame.
Yes, it's the truth. Bayern Munich have now done the double. Everyone expected that. I'm surprised they haven't done more, honestly.
I mean, yeah, they couldn't get past Liverpool, so.
They could not. But do we see this reign of Bayern Munich now lasting for quite some time, or do we see potentially an underdog, potentially Borussia Dortmund,
Well,
sneaking
Yeah,
up on them?
they're always going to be underdogs.
Dortmund?
Yeah,
Oh,
probably,
yeah, they always will be.
probably.
But I'm saying
Yeah.
this is now the 8th year in a row that Bayern Munich have won the Bundesliga. Do we see that trend continuing, or is...
Well, it depends really. Like, if Bayern continue to invest well next summer and those signings that are coming in, such as Lucas Hernandez, who you two probably still don't know who he is,
yeah, we forgot he existed for
Yeah.
a while there.
but also Pavard.
Pavard would be a good signing for them. You know, they're looking to bring Kimmich into the midfield or even use him as a center back because
No, not a center back.
he can play center back though.
Pavard is a center back.
That's what I'm saying.
So is Lucas Hernandez.
Yes, I'm saying the two of them could be a good center back pairing because Hummels and Boateng are, I think, on their last days. Sula, he's slow as hell though.
Really good though.
He's
Young.
good, but he's slow as hell.
Some say he's very fast.
Who are these people, Lucas?
Yeah, honestly.
Who are you asking?
Football manager. He has 17.
Oh my
points.
god, football man. You gonna trust a video
Jesus
game?
hell. So, well, we're talking about signings. Borussia Dortmund have made some incredible signings this last week.
Yeah, it was a good week.
Yeah.
They pulled a Bayern. They bought from Bundesliga rivals.
Yeah, Thorgan Hazard, Nico Schultz, and who's the third one?
Julian Brandt.
Julian Brandt.
It's pretty good.
All three are
Yeah,
very good
not bad.
signings. They're young, they're attack minded, they're quick. You know, they'll be good for them. You know, they're using the money that they got for Christian Pulisic to buy 3 players, which is excellent business.
Yeah, hopefully they improve the mentality of the squad as well. Hopefully there's like no collapse like last year.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause they played well throughout most of the season until I guess the second half of the season was pretty shocking.
I still think it was a depth issue. You know, come to the second half of the year, these guys were getting worn down, tired, injuries, so and so.
And the guys that were coming in to replace them weren't good enough.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm looking forward to see Thorgan Hazard play for Dortmund. I think he's a very good player. I mean, he's nowhere near his brother, but
That's kind of hard.
yeah, it is. But you know, he's very talented. So I'm looking forward to see what he can bring to BVB.
And Julian Brandt, he is played more centrally this past season, which I like seeing him in that position more. I thought he was overrated as a winger, and
Yeah.
and maybe this is his true calling, Borussia Dortmund. He had offers elsewhere apparently, but he wanted to stay in Germany, and
Yeah, I mean, I think Dortmund's an attractive team right now to end up at. I mean, they're on the path to doing well. You know, they're challenging for Bundesliga, so that's huge, right?
Yeah.
and Nico Schultz apparently he's had a lot of like, well, according to the stats nerds, he is like.
Why are you hating the
Oh,
stats nerds?
No, I'm got one right here.
Yeah,
I'm not a
honestly.
stats nerd.
Yes, he is. He's
No,
a
I'm
major
not.
stat nerd.
I don't go on about expected goals, expected assists.
Lucas, you know all the stats though.
Doesn't mean I use
You
it as my
remember
argument.
Lucas Hernandez? That's a fact right there.
How is that a stat nerd thing? That's just a
not at all.
name.
That's just basic football knowledge.
Not to us.
No, I don't know what happened that couple days.
That World Cup champion, you guys forgot he even existed.
You know, things
You
happen.
thought he was Mexican.
No, that was him. He thought he
Yeah.
was Mexican. Yeah.
Anyways, apparently Schultz is like creates a lot of chances from as a left back. Just not a lot of them have been converted. So
Hopefully some better strikers can convert that. So yeah,
like Paco.
Paco Alcácer.
No, they need better strikers than him.
Well, there's rumors about Mario Mandzukic, but those rumors were rejected.
Again,
Good.
I think he's past his best.
No, I honestly think if I'm Mario Mandzukic, I don't go to a tier a team that's lower than Juventus or Bayern Munich.
You're not playing at either of those.
Yeah, well, you have a choice with the new manager coming in.
Yeah. But yeah, Bayern Munich do win the DFB Pokal. What was the final score? Do you know?
3-0. It was 1-0 for a long time. Manuel Neuer made a great save to keep it 0-0. But, Robert Lewandowski, 2 goals. Kingsley Coman, 1 goal.
I saw Coman's goal. That's actually very good.
And I also want to mention about Coman. So, according to this article, a woman came to a full occupied bar in Munich trying to watch the DFB Pokal final. When the bartender said that there are no seats left, she shouted, "It's my son! It's my son!" The bartender asked where his son was sitting. She answered, "He is at the TV." It was Kingsley Coman's mom.
There you go.
Why wasn't she at the game?
Yeah. Why can't you not get her tickets to watch the actual game?
So that makes me think maybe it's not true.
Fake news.
Always think.
What's our next cup final? Let's go to La Liga. Come on.
Well, that's the only one we really know.
There's a big old cup final, Lucas. We're going to go to La Liga. We're going to save the best for last.
Okay, Mr.
Yeah.
Celtic.
We'll get
So
on
the
to
Copa
them.
del Rey final was this weekend as well.
I love the Copa
And
del Rey.
Barcelona lost. Good.
Yeah. Nah, Messi's a joke. He's a fraud.
No, he's not.
Well, I mean, so was Ronaldo.
Hey, man. He's won the double.
Hey, man, he had the lowest amount of goals in his career since he left United.
That's nice. He also won the domestic double. Messi couldn't do that.
No, he didn't.
They won Coppa Italia.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. You're right.
Lazio
Yeah.
beat
Yeah,
Atalanta in the
Lazio
final.
did. Yeah, never mind.
See?
Never
Messi
mind.
1 trophy, Ronaldo 1 trophy. They're equal.
Even.
They're not
Who gets
equal.
Ballon d'Or?
Well, Messi's from a different planet. That's the thing.
That's a good question. Who gets Ballon d'Or this year? I predicted it last year.
It's not going to be Mbappe.
No, well, he won't be Mbappe because he didn't do enough Champions League.
And then maybe Van Dijk if he wins the Champions League. But then again, Messi's
Potentially
season
Van Dijk, yeah.
I give it to Trent.
You cannot give it to Trent.
Give it to
His
Trent.
one corner kick did not win Ballon d'Or.
Trent Alexander-Arnold. Give it to him. He is the smartest.
Potentially Van Dijk, honestly. I don't think Messi...
Messi, stats-wise, deserves it.
Lucas.
Goals-wise, assists-wise.
4-0. He lost 4-0.
He's on the defense though.
He lost 4-0.
So he's
Ronaldo couldn't even get to the semifinals.
You're right.
Can't even beat
That's why none of them are going to win.
Mbappe couldn't even get out of the round of
And
16.
he's not going to win either.
It's probably gonna be Delit.
Why would it be Delit?
Clearly, he's the hot.
If Ajax won the Champions League, it would have been Tadic, in my opinion.
Could you imagine a two-sided Tadic winning winning the Ballon
I mean,
d'Or?
if you look, he has like over 50 goal contributions
yeah.
this year. But then again,
Put that in the comments. Who do you think is going to win the Ballon d'Or this season?
It's probably gonna be Messi.
Messi, in my opinion, but I'd love to see Van Dijk win it.
I'll go for Big Virgil.
Okay, but back to the
comment down
Copa del
below,
Rey
yes.
final. Many questions need to be asked, but first let's give our praise to Valencia.
Shout out to the Batcave.
They won a game. Yes.
Well, no, this is not just one game.
This is a big game.
Yeah, it's a big trophy to this club. They haven't won a
The
trophy
Copa del
like
Rey
this.
has a wonderfully historic history.
Of what, Real Madrid, Barcelona?
Yes.
I mean, yeah.
The
it's-
Gareth Bale goal where he ran out the
Oh,
entire
that
field and
was-
scored.
Yeah.
But this is
He'll look great at United, kid.
It won't happen.
I don't know. This is for Valencia's first trophy in like a decade or something. They were very dominant in the early 2000s where they got to back-to-back Champions League finals. They didn't win it, unfortunately, but they also, in January, they nearly sacked their manager since they were close to the relegation zone. And thanks to the players backing him and the guys who were in charge with the decisions deciding not to sack him,
Yeah.
they kept him, and they ended up getting Champions League football and a big trophy.
Where did they finish in La Liga? Do you know offhand?
Fourth Champions League.
So I mean, they had it anyways. You know, they had Champions League either way.
Well, no, they had to fight for it. It
Yeah, they
it
did,
took them to the
100%.
last day of the season.
100%. But I mean, now they've got.
They got Champions League. They also
Copa
made
del
a
Rey.
semi-final in the Europa League.
Yeah.
What turned out to be Valencia were just a team that drew every game, and then now they're a successful season. One of their best in recent
yes,
memory.
but I don't rate Valencia.
I mean, you don't have to rate them, but you have to respect them.
100%.
Give them credit, yeah.
100%. I just don't. I don't think they were an attractive brand of football this season. Second half of the season, maybe they turned on a bit more than they did, but I don't think they played an attractive style.
At least they beat Barca.
That's always nice to see.
Not many teams can do that.
Liverpool can.
That's one of those teams.
Well,
Trent can.
so now there's more questions. Valverde's future is continuing to be asked about. Players around them like Coutinho, he's continuing to be just derailed.
Yeah. I think there'll be lots.
Who's going to leave?
I said this last episode. I think this will be one of the biggest years in terms of players on the move in European football history, because there's a lot of big players that could be on the move or big teams looking to sign players. So I mean, Coutinho, will he leave Barcelona?
Thing is,
I don't think he will. I think he'll be there for one more year.
There's a lot of players Barcelona may want to sell.
Yeah.
But do those players want to leave a club like Barcelona where the city's nice, the pay is nice?
That's the big thing, the money. They'd rather sit on the bench and collect $150,000 a week rather than go somewhere else and only make $75,000 to $100,000.
Their lifestyle's good there.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't leave.
I wouldn't turn down a move to Barcelona, yeah. I don't know. Who do you see being the top of the list in terms of Barcelona players expecting to leave the club?
From what I read, I know they want to get rid of Coutinho. They want to get rid of Umtiti because of his
injury,
and they need to sell players to bring more in because they've already spent a lot.
Yeah.
There's also Rakitic. There's rumors about him. Malcolm.
I mean, Rakitic could probably go because De Jong's coming in.
Yeah.
It'd be a like-for-like replacement.
But I think he already said he doesn't want to leave. So there's that problem.
I would keep Coutinho. I mean, we all know what he's capable of. We've seen in the Premier League how brilliant of a player he can be. He just has to find his way in the system. Mm-hmm. I mean, it potentially could turn out like a Gareth Bale or Real Madrid where he doesn't ever find his feet and he's just coming off the bench and not living up to his financial expectation. But
I mean, to be fair to Bale, he did have a big part in that Champions League final.
Bale's had many big moments for Real Madrid, but he's still not lived up to the fans' expectation. You know, we're talking 100 million euros for him,
and those fans' expectations are sometimes ridiculous.
Oh, Real Madrid fans are very blessed to have seen the players they'd be able to see. So I mean, when you're used to seeing Ronaldo scoring 30-40 goals a season, you're going, well, why is this guy not?
Now he's scoring 20.
Hey, it's not bad for a 34-year-old.
No, I mean, Zlatan was doing it at 34.
Zlatan things.
Another question I want to ask about Barcelona. With their performances, I've been noticing it for a long time. I don't know if you guys have been noticing it, but they've relied a lot more on Messi. And you kind of start, especially recently, you kind of see Barcelona being more like the Argentinian national team than actually Barcelona.
And I've said this all year. I've said, this is a team full of superstars. Why do they need Messi to score the goals?
Yeah.
Suarez is getting past his best. That's the spot they could look for a replacement. You know, and you look at Ousmane Dembele, hasn't lived up to expectations, so they brought in Coutinho, hasn't lived up to expectations. Arthur is good, but he's still not at the level yet.
They're going to have to sign the snake.
Antoine Griezmann?
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. There's even rumors about that about the players not wanting him at the club.
I honestly wouldn't want him.
I think he'd look real good in Manchester United. Red. I gotta be honest.
I'm not gonna say anything.
If I was United, I'd rather have Griezmann.
He probably wouldn't come though.
Than De Ligt.
I mean, he's a big David Beckham fan. That's one thing you have.
All right, Bex, get on
Bex,
get on
Bex played today for United Legends, big time.
So, and do you see more of these big players passing, not trying to make any risks? They just leave it to Messi.
I don't know if it's not they don't want to risk, or it's just more they don't have that creative spark anymore. They've lost their own individual creativity. They've just gone to the collective. Give it to Messi. Give it to Messi.
Now Dembele, I think he kind of doesn't do that kind of stuff because he wants to have the ball. He wants to be direct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Although sometimes he doesn't play the Barcelona way, but he is something different at the club.
I still think they're missing the Iniesta, the Xavi.
And maybe they'd hope that Arthur and De Jong become that player, but
I don't think
will they
will.
become accustomed to relying on Messi and then just giving the ball to Messi instead of using their creativity?
Yeah. I mean,
Like when Messi leaves, what will happen to this club?
the one thing I see different in Barcelona, you know, I can remember them playing against Celtic in the Champions League. So I mean, yes, I'm fully aware our defense is shocking, but Barcelona could pass for days. You know, one touch passing so quick around the 18-yard box that it would just move through your defense. I don't see that as much anymore. I don't see Barcelona as being as tiki-taka. I know that's because Pep Guardiola is no longer there. It's a different play style, it's a different coaching system. But I just, you know, the Barcelona philosophy of pass worked for them. Yeah, especially when you had Messi finishing off, they had Alexis Sanchez finishing off, they had David Villa finishing it off.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see actually Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has scored the exact same amount of goals for Manchester United this season as Alexis Sanchez? 1.
Well, he's been a disappointment. He should probably leave.
Well, what do you think about this though? Like, what do you think would happen to Barcelona once Messi retires or leaves?
They'll do fine. I don't expect a major shift.
I do.
I think you know, they can figure out a way to play without Messi because
I think once Messi's gone, they will spend a ton of money and not find what they're looking for.
I don't know. I think they just kind of
you keep that comment, and
Oh,
in 5 years or so when he's gone,
their tactics are kind of surrounded around Messi, and he's kind of the focal point. So after that, they can kind
Messi's
of
33, 34?
32.
32?
I mean, they've done it in the past without Messi. I don't see why they can.
Because they didn't have Messi beforehand, but right now their tactics are through Messi.
Give the ball to Messi.
When Messi is gone, what happens to those tactics?
And, you know, is it maybe Valverde has to go? You got to bring in a different manager who can start transitioning.
Maybe they should bring back Guardiola at some point.
Would Pep go back?
Maybe after his tour of Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where should we move on to next?
All right, well,
Can I just make a Manchester United comment?
You're making more comments than me. Yeah, go ahead.
So I found this image and I found it very interesting. So Ed Woodward, he took over as CEO in 2014 for Manchester United. In 2014, he finished 7th. 2015, 4th. 2016, 5th. 2017, 6th. 2018, 2nd. And 2019, 6th. Ed Woodward needs to go.
Oh, I know. Yeah, he's kind of been a cancer.
Maybe he doesn't need to go, but he needs to have less responsibilities.
Maybe he's just not the guy for that job.
I mean, Ed Woodward doesn't.
Where did he come from?
I don't know.
Like,
Really.
I don't know
where
the
did they
history
find
of this
him?
guy. The Glazers probably knew him from something, and they're like, "Oh, you can come do something."
You know, we talk about United lots.
Too much,
But let's be, they're an interesting story.
They're very interesting.
And it's such a hot topic because you know it's
they're fun to laugh.
such a huge club. It's one of, if not the biggest club in the world, in my opinion. And I mean, this is a team that's just fallen from grace and glory.
Yeah, I get it.
It's the truth, though.
Yeah,
and it's been you see in every transfer window. Names are being linked to the club constantly.
It doesn't happen.
Those names don't come to the team, except for that one season where everything happened.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, we're looking at De Ligt being rumored. We're looking at Griezmann being rumored. Will either of those two come? Probably not.
I feel like, I don't know. I think the rumors about De Ligt are just being used by Raiola to just get more money from Barcelona.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me. It happened many times in the past where Neymar, Mueller, Ramos, they got contract extensions.
Yeah.
When they put United's name in their rumor mill.
Everyone knows United will just buy anyone they feel like.
If they could.
Yeah.
If they knew how.
There's a lot of big teams, like I said, there's a lot of big teams that are going to be looking for big money signings, and I just don't see United being on that top list of 5 or 6 clubs in the world. You know, there's going to be a lot of people above them in the pecking order.
But you think De Ligt will go to Barca or go United?
Probably Barcelona.
Because yesterday you were very excited.
Because the same things like it looked like things. There's a shining light.
I'm gonna say Barcelona.
I don't know why. There was just something going around.
I could actually see Griezmann more than De Ligt.
To Man United.
Yeah.
Well, let's wait until the Nations League's over, and that's probably when he'll make a decision.
Yeah, because he did say that he's waiting till after the Nations League.
I mean, at the end of the day,
Both are pretty good opportunities for him.
If I was Griezmann, I'd want to get out of La Liga. Go for a different change. Go for a different challenge.
But what if he likes this style of play in La Liga? What if he thinks that La Liga is the best style for him to succeed?
But do you really want to go back to Atletico Madrid as an away player?
I wouldn't, but then again, I
do
wouldn't.
You want to go to
in
Barcelona where some players might not like you?
No.
Why go into a toxic change room?
Go to United.
Like, firstly, I wouldn't make a documentary saying I'm staying and then leave the next season. Like, come on.
Just go to the Premier League. It's the safest option. Just join anyone except City. Really, just don't go to City because they have enough
Manchester City
star
for a second.
players.
Let's talk about Leroy Sane.
We should have mentioned that in the Bayern talk.
We should have, but yeah, lots of rumors coming out that he is heading over to the Bundesliga champions Bayern Munich. Do we give credibility to this one?
Well, there's good rumors that Bayern want him. Even their head people, Rummenigge, Hunes, or whoever, said that they want to sign him, which annoyed Manchester City, and now they're going to demand more money from them.
I think he should go to Bayern.
I agree.
Because he will play, and I feel like Pep doesn't give him enough time.
I think Leroy Sane is a fantastic player. I mean,
how many times has he come off the bench and like kind of won them games? And
I mean, even the fact that he missed out on the World Cup with Germany, I know that wasn't Manchester City's fault, but I think it played a part in terms of maybe he wasn't in the spotlight as much. I know, yes, there was backroom stuff and off the field issues, but maybe he wasn't being involved and wasn't in the eye as much if he was playing week in, week out for a Bundesliga side.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting. Apparently, City are demanding like 100+ million. And
give you 85.
I mean, Bayern aren't gonna pay that. Well, no. They might pay 80 million, but
85. Let's make it nice.
That's a lot of money, though.
That is, but you look at Ribery and Robin; they're gone.
Yeah, you got to replace.
You need to replace it. I mean, I think Kingsley Coman is one of your wingers,
but he's had many.
Alphonso Davies is probably not ready to take on
Davies
a full-time
is not
role.
ready yet. I mean,
Gnabry's been good, but do they want to trust him for a full season?
No, but Leroy Sane would be a superstar for their club, I believe. I think he'd be their pinnacle signing kind of thing.
Okay. Well, let's move on to Serie A.
I guess it had a dramatic ending.
Yes, it did.
Shout out to Atalanta. Listen, in this season of football, there's been lots of feel-good stories. Look at the Champions League final for one. Atalanta is the feel-good story of the year.
Yeah, I agree.
Do we agree? Who's the feel-good story of the year?
It's not United.
Ajax.
It's a valid shout. I gotta be honest.
Yes.
It's a very valid shout. If they got to the final, 100%, but they didn't get to the final, so Atalanta gets it.
Wolves.
No.
Because Wolves spent good money.
Charlton.
Charlton.
No.
Yeah, Atalanta, they needed to get a point on the last day of the season against Sassuolo. They were at home, but technically they were playing at Sassuolo Stadium because their stadium were getting renovated.
Fair enough.
So pretty much it was a home game for Sassuolo.
As one does,
But Atalanta won 3-1, getting themselves Champions League football. An incredible achievement for this club.
Yeah, huge. First time in their history, yeah.
It's hopefully they don't have a mass selling and can continue to build the squad. And
who's scoring goals for them?
Zapata. They also have Papu Gomez, Ilicic, former Middlesbrough player Darun.
Goes from Middlesbrough to Atalanta Champions League.
So it was fantastic for this team. Gasparini is a genius of a manager.
Yeah.
And long may it continue.
Yeah, let's see what they do in the transfer window, see if they can bring in some players.
Or do you remember Domenico Berardi?
I remember the name.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you much about him.
He got a red card.
That's a shame.
Balotelli got a red card today.
He did?
Yeah.
No surprise.
Jeez. But for about the other teams that qualified for the Champions League, it's
Juventus.
Liam's favorite team, Inter Milan.
I'm pissed off about this.
Not like they're going to do anything.
I wanted AC Milan to do something.
Oh, yeah.
They did win. AC Milan did win.
But Inter had to lose, right?
This game was nuts.
What happened, Lucas?
All
Tell
right.
me everything.
I will.
Right now.
Okay, so Keita Balde, he scores in the 51st minute.
Okay.
You think things are going to cruise? I'm pretty sure before that, Icardi had a penalty, or maybe it was after the goal. Icardi had a penalty. He missed.
Okay.
Empoli's goalie was having a fantastic game, the Polish keeper Dragowski.
It's always a Polski in net.
But Handanovic had to keep making saves for Inter Milan. People were saying, build a statue for this man. He's saving Inter Milan. And then in the 76th minute, Empoli tie it up. You think AC Milan fans are cheering because they're winning. Inter fans are saying, oh, not this crap again. So it's 1-1. 81st minute, Nangolan scores.
He's probably done something for his club.
Yeah, in
Good
a
job.
while.
There's also like handful of red cards. Empoli hit the post towards the
This is a
end.
very interesting match for Serie A.
Inter scores a goal, gets disallowed by
I'll be
VAR.
honest, I totally thought Serie A was over.
Should have been.
For me, it's like once the Premier League's over, the rest of Europe's over.
I agree.
But
Every other league should time their the end of the league with the Premier League.
They should all be first in the Premier League.
Yeah,
The last one.
They should all time it. When Europe. Yeah.
We sound very biased for that.
yes, you do.
I know we are, and I know people listening or watching. You can pick up on it. We're all Premier League supporters.
Except,
chiefly.
Fabian is the one who is Bundesliga, but he's from Germany.
Shout
so.
out Fabian.
Yeah.
I mean, I respect all leagues, but
Yes, but
Yeah, well, over the Canadian Premier League. What's the respect for that?
this is a garbage league, okay, with garbage players doing garbage things. Face it.
well,
Yes.
Shout out to Inter Milan. Congratulations.
yeah, they get Antonio Conte next season.
Yes. So your top four in Italy finishes like.
Juventus is number 1.
Okay.
Napoli number 2.
Okay.
Atalanta number 3.
Boom.
And Inter number 4.
Lovely.
AC Milan 5th. Europa League for them. They're gonna have financial fair play problems probably. We'll see what happens to that club. It might be a big mess again.
That club's gonna be a mess for a while.
Roma were 6th. They get Europa League football. Ranieri got a nice send-off from the Roma fans.
Good.
They thanked him for trying his best.
Claudio. He's everyone's favorite man.
De Rossi also got a fantastic send-off. Very sad. And then Torino finished 7th. Lazio 8th.
Lovely. What is next, Lucas?
Let's have your minute of...
The treble-treble has come to Celtic. The domestic treble 3 seasons in a row.
Why is that an accomplishment?
What?
I mean,
It's a bang average league. What do you... This is
We've
like...
won every possible trophy the past 3 years.
Good, maybe you should be put in England.
I agree.
I think you should be slapped around by the English
if we
clubs
had
for-
the Premier League money, this team would be damn good.
I would like to actually see that.
Be a solid mid-table side challenging for Europa.
They'd probably be better than Wolves.
No, Wolves
No.
would probably be better than us because they actually pass the ball.
Oh, okay.
and they don't have Neil Lennon as manager.
Oh, yeah. I want to shout out to Karamoko Dembele. 16-year-old. Made his debut for Celtic. He was on the bench for the cup final. Absolute baller of a human. Watch out for him. He's going to be the next
Was he
superstar.
dribbling out 40-year-old men?
Yes.
I need to watch these
He's
highlights.
just he's like 5'3".
Yeah.
And he's just so good. Like, I'll shout out to St. Mirren today.
Oh my
They got promoted to the Scottish Premiership. Their goalie saved 4 out of 4 penalty shots. It was nuts. Like, he had the moment of his life.
Like, he must have been, like...
I don't know what happened there,
Goal
but yeah,
or something.
he saved 4 out of 4.
Liam, you've been watching the U20 World Cup?
I have not.
Oh, have you was?
Yeah, I watched Poland play. That was garbage.
Timothy Weah lost. I know
Actually, I was
that.
watching Mexico versus whoever they're playing.
Italy?
Yeah, that was a good game. That was...
Yeah, I've been watching as much as I could.
Yeah.
It's nice
I
seeing
always-
the future.
Yeah, I always like watching the Under 20 World Cup. I remember when I was in Canada here, and it was
Yeah, was it?
extraordinary to see the players that we got to saw. You know, Alexis Sanchez, Sergio Aguero. Like, the Argentina side was just stacked. Like,
Yeah, and then there's also...
and Chile was a brilliant
Yeah.
club.
they had core pieces in that squad that were part of the Copa America
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
There was...
They-
I,
We got to see some brilliant young players. We didn't know they were going to be what they were, but you know, it's interesting to see this, to watch Under 20 and see who.
Suarez and Cavani were playing against Juan Mata and Piqué
There you go.
in
Yeah.
front of 10,000 people in Burnaby.
There you go. Just nuts. Like,
And then this tournament, there's been some good matches.
Timothy Weah, I think, is
Our,
one of the biggest names there.
there's also the Italy squad have some good players. They got Pinamonti, Inter Milan prospect.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
Raptors in 7.
Wow, this is the 90th minute, not the fourth quarter.
I like that. It was good, Lucas. Not the buzzer beater.
But also, France's squad have some good players.
Shocking. Of course they do.
I think Portugal's team is mad good.
Do they have that
Is
one
João
guy?
Felix on there?
No,
That's a shame.
yet they're still fantastic.
They beat South Africa 5-2.
Argentina?
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Anything else to talk about?
How about we discuss the fact that Pep Guardiola can be able to move to Juventus?
I mean, it's a
Show-
rumor being thrown around,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's got any.
Showing that he's a
substantial-
sham manager if he goes? Does that really show any, like, genius? Like, what does that prove to him?
I mean,
like,
Pep Guardiola would be definitely on the Juventus shortlist because they want to win the Champions League. Will he go? I don't think so because it's going to come down to money, and Man City has got all the money in the world. So
honestly, I could see him going.
no, because let's say Juventus say, okay, we'll give you £1 million a week. Man City, okay, fine, we'll give you $2 million, whatever. Who cares?
I don't know. I feel like he just doesn't like England.
Yeah, but
No, he likes winning.
Yeah, but
And
he doesn't
likes
like.
money. If he's gonna leave City, he's gonna be for PSG.
Yeah,
Like,
he'd probably make tons of money at Juventus.
not as much as Man
Imagine
City.
that, Ronaldo and Pep Guardiola.
Be interesting to see actually, because
Yeah.
they have Coach Messi and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Who gets the best out?
He
I mean,
probably would he be one of the first coaches to ever do that?
if not the first. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
But I think he sells. He'll always have something to prove until he wins the Champions League.
With a club other than Barcelona, yeah, 100%.
And with the media, like whenever Manchester City do something good, it's forgotten the next day.
I mean, that's because no one likes Man City. It's an honest fact.
Yeah.
No one likes them. No one likes the way they came about. No one likes the way they've bought in their success.
Do you know what rumors are coming up?
What's rumors coming up, Lucas?
Apparently, Qatar are considering to buying a part of Leeds United.
I saw that. Yes, Leeds are going to be the next PSG.
That'd be a disastrous.
Would it?
Bro, it wouldn't be the worst.
Two of them in one league. Oh no!
That'd be great, Lucas.
Wouldn't the
Leeds
worst
United
idea.
for
The
Champions
The rest
League.
of us no chance.
Well, no,
Leeds
yeah.
are
I mean, it
Champions
makes the Premier League more competitive.
Why would Qatar want to invest in Leeds?
Because they have history, a fan base, a better starting point compared to Manchester City.
Also, in Qatar news, the World Cup is in 2022 is going to 32.
That's a sentence I never thought I'd hear. Also in Qatar news, like
The World 2022 World Cup's going to 32 teams.
yeah, it's a
Thank God, I don't want 48 teams.
That'd just be too many games to watch.
That's too many teams that are going to
Too
be
many
smashed.
pictures to post. Anything else?
That's if you're alive in 2022.
I sure hope so.
I
It's
hope
like
so, man.
2 years away. 2.5.
It's like,
3.
It's 3.
2 years and a
We
half.
still have the
I mean,
Euros
the
next
World
year.
Cup would start in 3 years. No, actually, the World Cup is in December. It'd be 3.5.
Only World Cup that matters is the 2026.
Why is it in December?
All right.
This is gonna be
Because everybody would die
disaster.
playing in the summer in Qatar.
I know, but it's just gonna be such a mess. It's gonna stop the Premier League season. Go. Oh my God. Can we wrap this up?
Yes.
Well, if you're still here, we appreciate it. Make sure you hit like, follow, subscribe, comment down below anything you want to get involved in. Join the conversation. Like we said, next week we will be in Los Angeles to see Zlatan. So, might be a bit of a travel vlog or a game day match video. We'll see what happens there. We'll come up with something. But for myself, Liam, from Waz, Lucas, and Greg, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching and listening. This has been yet another week in the beautiful game. See you next time.
Hashtag We the North.
Sunderland till I die will have a great season 2.
Sunderland till I die. You will die before you see Sunderland back in the Prem.